dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. And you see already on the table are the things we need for this DIY. We need, of course, our tumbling tower blocks, the smaller blocks. We have the container with everything inside, some markers, brushes, some glue, some twine, and of course the wood glue. Let not forget the wood glue, especially also for this DIY. I recommend the wood glue, but of course if you only have the hot glue, it's also fine too. I have here some paint. This is only an example. You can choose any color you like. And of course I have my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue. And these are the main pieces we need for this DIY. What we're going to make, we are going to make a Christmas countdown, but of course with a twist. So we will see how this will turn out. And of course, what I'm going to do, I always going to start making my Christmas countdowns with the blocks, which I'm going to use as some dice, if you correctly. We call it double stain, so it's a much different word than what you call it. So I'm going to start with 5 times 3. So very easy, of course. I already should lay them down, but I totally forgot when I did my camera on. But now we are already also here. So we are going to do the longest line and we're going to do the smallest inside. We do with some glue and we roll them together. Very easy. And this way. And number 2, and roll them together. And this one. And the almost the last. And number 5. And now we're going to squeeze them together very gently. And over here, and over here, and now from the sides, because you want to have it very sturdy together. So again, this way. And we're going to wipe away the glue because we don't want to have a one big mess. And always when you do your little towel and you wipe away the glue, always afterwards make sure that you have a straight line. Of course, like I tell you every time, if you have a carpenter square, then you can use it and you have always a nice little line, but I always do it out of with my hands. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes rest. So we gave all 5 of them a couple of minutes and we do it very easy. Just do some glue on this one, and this one. So very easy. Place them on top of each other this way. And this is to close you up. You place them on the side and you're going to squeeze it this way and from the tops. And then look at the side that you have them nicely in one big dice. It looks like a dice. Like this. And we're going to let this dry in for at least 15 minutes. And of course we now have 1, but you all know we need 2 of them. So we're going to repeating the same 5 rows of 3. And then you already have your other dice. And like I told you, we say here double stain. So again, this one and the last. And we're going to squeeze them together the same like we did with the first one. And then we already have our numbers we can use for counting down our days. And afterwards, if you have this too, you can go as crazy as you like. You can build anything around it. So I'm going to wipe away the glue and let it rest for 15 minutes. So, and also what we did with the first dice is we just do some glue over the blocks, only on 4 pieces. This way, place them on top. And the last, and we're going to place this on the side and we're going to squeeze them and make a nice straight line out of it, so you get a nice little square. And of course we're going to wipe away the glue from the tops. And we're going to let this rest also. And now you see already we have 2 pieces. This is already the base and the start of our countdown. So the next step will be 1 row of 8 blocks because we're going to make the bottom. So this will be 1 row of 8 blocks. At least that will be my bottom. You can change it up, of course, any way you like. This will be, at least I'm going to try to let it make a kind of a bench. So we make a bench Christmas countdown. So I don't know how it will look like. I really have no idea, but we will see how then we get there, if it works or not. So we're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. And again, you see already 3 rows of 8 because we already made our bottom. He's over here. But now we're going to do the back side and that will be 3 rows of 8 also. Again, you row them very easy in the longest, smallest line of the side. You're going to row them together until one piece. And I make a bench out of it, but you can change it up. As long as you have your dice, you can make anything you like. You just can build around what you like. But I think maybe it's a little bit different if you're going to make a bench out of it. At least I never made a bench, a Christmas countdown bench. So I don't know how it will look like, but we will see. At the end, you can tell me if you like it or maybe it's one big failure. So we will see. Again, you're going to squeeze them from the inside to the outside and then squeeze it real hard. Also again, do it from the inside to the outside and again, squeeze it real hard. Don't worry if it pops out. You just place them together again because the blocks are always very forgiving. So don't worry about it. Again, we're going to wipe this one also clean. Always afterwards, go back and make a nice straight line. If you're doing it the way I do it with your hands. So I'm going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. So I gave all 3 of them a couple of minutes. I'm going to place 2 of them on the side. We're going to do some glue on the top side. Oh, you see already this way. And we're going to go also on top of here. And we place them together. Very easy. And you have the blocks straight up. And again, you're going to make sure that you have a straight line. But then again, fill in the open gaps door gently squeezing it to on the side. So then easily, if you don't wait too long, then it fills in easily. And then you already have the back side of your bench. And I'm going to let this dry in also for at least, I think 15 until 20 minutes. So now we're going to make the side of the bench and will be 3 blocks rowed together. So very easy, this one. Oh, I make one big mess out of it, I see already. And again, squeeze it, and you wipe away the glue again. And then make a nice straight line. And give this also a couple of minutes drying. So we gave the sides 15 minutes drying. What we're going to do, we're going to get the back side you just made. Place it flat on your table. We have here, of course, the bottom. That's the other piece of 8 blocks. We're doing some glue over here. And what we're going to do, we're going to place the bottom on the underside over here. So very gently, you just place it on here. Make sure that you have a nice straight line on the underside and feel with your fingers on the side that they don't stick out. And you're going to let this dry in for at least 15 minutes. So now you see already, I gave it at least 15 minutes drying. I'm going to get one of my blocks, but I'm going to keep it this way in the white side because I want to glue it this way. So I'm going to do some glue on this side and on the tops over here, and I'm going to place it in over here at the ending and to the bottom very gently. And we do here the same, of course. In the length are your blocks And I'm going to place it over here. So I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side over here. And I'm going to place this one over here and make sure that you have them at the ending of your line, but not sticking over on the side. So wipe away the glue you don't need and be sure that it is sticking nicely over here and this one over here. And we're going to let this dry also. We waited a couple of minutes, at least 15 minutes. Now you have already the start of your band and your dice is fitting nicely inside of here. But what I'm going to do, because I want to change it up and I think he looks a little bit too thin. I think for me it has to look like a little bit more robustic. At least a little bit bigger, thicker. I don't know how you call it in English. At least I'm going to change it up a little. So I'm going to place this aside. I'm going to get 8 blocks. I have here 4, 7 and 8. If everything's correctly, yes. I'm going to change up a little because I don't really like how thin he looks. So, but of course you don't have to do it. This is just my privilege, but you don't, maybe you don't like it. So I'm going to go for 8 blocks again and I'm going to roll them together easily, squeeze them like this and also over here. And we're going to wipe away the glue. And I think if this is finished, I think you know what I mean. So I'm going to make sure that I have a straight line and I'm going to give this a couple of minutes dry. In the meantime, while this is drying, I'm going to make my arm rest and I'm going to do 2 blocks on top of each other. So this one, and we do some block on top of here, we do some glue over here and we place some block over here, place them on the side, make sure that you have a straight line. Do here the same again, press it together and going to give this also a couple of minutes again before we're going to glue it together. So now we have our extra piece of 8 and I'm going to glue it on the underside. You can glue it totally on this side. You can do it in the middle. You can do it on the underside. I'm going to do it in the middle. So I'm going to do some glue over the block this way. And I place it straight up for a moment so I can easily make sure that I have it in the middle. So again, I'm going to give it some pressure. And then I'm going to make sure I look on each side if I have it in the middle. So this is what I mean. This way and over here. Of course, I need to because he goes, goes down because I keep it not straight. So again, like this. And I'm going to let this dry in for at least 15-20 minutes. So in the meantime, we are going to make 4 blocks and again 4 blocks. And what we're going to do, we do them on the side, place them together, do some glue on the top, do some on the side, place them together and place them on here. So we do some glue over here on the side, place it together. And we do here also some glue on the side and place it on top. So you have nice 4 blocks glued together. So you can also place them on the side. You can place them straight up if you want to have a nice straight line. And again, like this one over here, just squeeze it and build it in the shape you like. And then we're going to wipe away the glue, of course, from the top and over here. And we're going to give this also 15 minutes drying. So now we're going to use the 2 double on top of each other, which will be the arm rest. So I'm going to do some glue on this side. So very easy over here. And I'm going to do some glue a little on the back side over here. So I can easily place them over here, but I make sure that they are on the inside flat over here, so I don't have them sticking to the inside. So again, you just feel with your fingers and place them down. You do here the same, and of course I have to look for where I need to glue it. Of course on this side I have to this way, because or else I do it wrong, and I place this one on this side and make sure that I keep the inside straight again on the sides. And again, just feel with your fingers, always feel with your fingers if you have the line you need. And this way. And we're going to let this dry also. So if everything is correctly, you have now this piece. You have the back side, you have the side, you have your arm rest. I will show it you a little closer. You have the extra underside, which is not glued exactly to the front side, but a little bit back. And if everything's correct, you have now this two of these 4 blocks laying still up on your table. What we're going to do, we're going to very carefully, we do some glue on 2 of these blocks and 2 on this block, and then we can easily place this one exactly on top of here, and we're going to give it some pressure. And of course we make sure that they are in the straight line with the loose piece of 8 which is under here. So again, this one, I'm going to squeeze it, and we're going to make sure that we're going to let this rest at least for 15 minutes. Make sure that you check it and you keep your bench straight up, because or else it will go on all sides. You see already, because he's a little bit swimming on the thing. If you have hot glue, you don't have that problem. So I'm going to make sure that it keeps in this line, and I'm going to let this dry for at least 15 minutes. So, and this is how the bench is looking like right now. I think it's more like a Santa chair. So I think he turned out very nice. Of course, we're not finished yet. What we're going to do, we're going to make a kind of a sign for on top of here. So I'm going to place this aside, and we need to paint it. And I have here 1 row of 7 blocks. So 1 row of 7 blocks. And you glue them on the smallest line also together this way. And of course you can do your sign. Maybe you have some Cricut and you can make your own sign. So go ahead, do whatever you think is right. But I'm just going to give you an example, and that's how easy you make your own cute little sign with only 7 blocks. So again, we're going to wipe away the glue. And we're going to let this dry in at least for 10 minutes. So I did my piece of 7 is drying over here. And of course I did get my badge with my Scrabble letters. I'm trying to get it so gently as I can so it doesn't disturb the cracking. So I did from 0 until 9, and of course 2 times, and I did here days to Christmas, but I made Christmas not in the full sentence, but I just did Xmas, so it's a little bit smaller, so it's fitting nicely on top of here. Here I will do days to Christmas, and of course this one will be for the dice to make our numbers on top. So now we're going to place our numbers and letters, of course, aside over here. And what we're going to do, we're going to paint our pieces. So we have our bench, we have our 2 blocks, which will be our dice, and of course our bench and the little sign we later will glue on top of here. But first we're going to paint everything. So for my bench, I'm going to go for the red color, but of course choose any color you like. You don't have to do it the way I do it. You can change it up any way you like, but I like a little bit. It looks like a Santa chair, and I really like that. So I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to, and this is paint which is only giving a little bit of a light coloring. He's not totally covering, so I'm only to give it a light, so the wood is still coming through a little bit. So, but that's what I like, but do it your own way. So my bench or chair, just how you call it, I'm going to have red right now, and I'm going to do the little plank with 7 blocks. I'm going to do in the green color, which will be of course our tag, where we're going to place our letters on top. So I'm going to take my time also for giving this one layer of green. So now I'm going to do my blocks, and I'm going to do them in the white color because later I'm going to make a kind of a candy stripes on top of here. So, but first I'm going to do them in the white color, also a little light color. It's not a covering color. You see, I can show it to you in a moment. If you have a little moment for me, then I'm going to show it to you that's only covering a little bit and that the wood is still coming through. You see? Only a light covering of my blocks. So I'm going to do both of them in the white color. So now all the pieces are painted, and of course I did the dice in the white color. I'm going to take now my green color, and I'm going to make kind of the swirl. No, it's not a swirl for, I think, at least the candy shape. So I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to try to get it from out of the center and just take my time for it. And I think, I don't know if I'm going to do it for fourth sides or not. That's always depending with me. I never know. And like this, and I just do a little bit of green extra. And this way I'm going to do all sides of my dice. And of course it's a little bit of your time, but later I think you will enjoy if you are making it this way. Of course, you also can do a little square in between in green. You don't have to do it the way I do it. So I'm going to go this side. And now the last side over here. And I'm going to make sure that I go this way and this way. So, and that's like I told you, this way I'm going to do all sides, and later we're going to glue inside a number. So I have now my little blocks also in the green and white, but I was thinking, and now I have my other green, which will be my sign. I don't have a little bit of white on top of here, so I'm going to get my small brush also, and I'm going to get my white paint, and I'm going to make little stripes just on the side. So just little pieces, not too white, only over here, to give it also a little bit the white letting come to it. A little bit similar like we have in our dice. So I'm going to go take my time for it and make little stripes over here too. So this is exactly what I mean. And now he's comparing a little bit with the dice. So I'm really loving this, almost a little bit of the touch of the white, and gives them a little bit of more high-end look. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to place our letters and our numbers. So you see already the paint is dried up. What I'm going to do here the words days to Christmas, but I do just Xmas. So I'm always laying it on top of here, just going to look for how I like it the best. And this one will be over here. And then I'm going to look for how I do Xmas, maybe a little this way. And this one this way. And this one this way, to give it a little bit of an, kind of an, another look than everything straight. But maybe I will do it straight. I have to look for, but I'm going to glue this one on top of my little sign. So you see here, I have here now my squares, and of course I'm going to have here my numbers, and I'm going to place my numbers on top. Make sure that you look to your how normally the dice are going. Sometimes here 6, other one is 1, so you do them all the way, so you can make with both of the dice, you can make all the numbers you need for counting down to Christmas. So I'm going to take my time for it because it's a little bit tricky. So I'm going to place very easy, just some Scrabble letters in the middle, but you can use some sticker letters. You can paint it yourself on top of here. You can do a little wood slice on top of here. Just do whatever you think is right. Piece of cardboard is also, you can do maybe a little square cardboard. You can do a little round cardboard and then write the letters on top. So many ways to make the numbers on top of here. So I have my numbers on top, and of course what you also can do is, if you don't like the lines, you can go with a black marker, of course, and make the lines a little bit neater than what I have right now. But of course I should have done it before I glued my numbers on top. So I'm going to finish this off, and then you see in a moment a quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks Santa countdown bench. And I'm so happy how he turned out, especially because he's also for small spaces. He is really not too big. Of course, you can make it bigger if you want to. I hope you give this one a try. And everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.